Young Sheldon, 8 couples that would have made a lot of sense but never got together. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my another video. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. While some of the potential couples on Young Sheldon would have made a lot of sense, it's actually a good thing they never got together. Young Sheldon gives fans a glimpse into many of the characters Sheldon Cooper mentioned from his youth on The Big Bang Theory, as well as ones fans got to meet on that show, like Mary Cooper, Missy, Georgie, and Mimo. But there were also others Sheldon never even mentioned. While it's a sitcom, Young Sheldon does delve into some darker territory, including topics like fractured marriages, divorce, lost loves, first loves, and more. Among the older characters who are single, like Mimo, many of them did some dating. Meanwhile, the kids have had their share of relationships too. But there are a few pairings that would have made sense in a different world, but never happened. And in some cases, that's a good thing. Fans don't like the idea of George Sir having feelings for another woman while he was still married. But it was clear George Sir was unhappy in his marriage and found unexpected solace in the newly divorced next-door neighbor Brenda. It was one of the times Young Sheldon dealt with serious issues as they skirted around their feelings for one another. The two shared conversations at the local bar, and it was clear they had similar interests and values, which fueled the romantic attraction, despite George's resistance. Whether they ever consummated these feelings or stopped themselves in their tracks remains to be seen. But if George were single, it's clear they would have dated. In one controversial scene, George spots Mary sitting outside on the curb, sharing a cigarette with Pastor Rob and laughing. It was completely innocent, even though Mary's late-night dreams suggested she had a crush on him. But, as fans know, Mary likely never would have acted on those feelings as it went against her religious beliefs. Nonetheless, she also stuck with George even though sometimes it seemed as though she had lost herself. One of the saddest things about Mary on Young Sheldon. Nonetheless, it was clear she felt more like herself when she was around Pastor Rob. They shared a kind of bond she did not have with her husband. Like with George and Brenda, if Mary were single, she and Pastor Rob might have made a good couple. Both Sheldon and Paige at different times showed that they might have some type of feelings for one another, in their own awkward ways. Each was the only person the other could truly understand given their age, intellectual abilities, and trouble fitting in with their peers. Paige poked fun once at Sheldon's presumed interest in her, but she may have had a tiny crush on him too. 5 of Sheldon's best episodes of Young Sheldon, and 5 of his worst, while they were only ever platonic friends. Sheldon and Paige could have been great together had they started dating, once they became old enough to do so. Since elder Sheldon never mentioned a previous girlfriend on The Big Bang Theory, it's likely they only ever stayed friends. It was obvious that right from the moment he set eyes on her, Dr. Linkletter was attracted to Connie, one of the funniest characters on Young Sheldon. So much so, in fact, that he even flirted with her in front of Dr. Sturgis, not believing that the quirky professor was able to snag a woman like Connie. While his approach was all wrong under different circumstances, he might have been a good match for Connie. He was more affable than Coach Ballard and better put together than Dr. Sturgis. She wasn't attracted to him, but if she was, they might have been a good couple. Mrs. Hutchins always talked about how she was depressed and alone, while Mr. Lundy was arguably just as sad and alone, but expressed himself in the complete opposite manner, throwing himself into fun projects like a Halloween haunted house, school play, and even Mary Kay. As they say, opposites attract, and it's possible that if these two had ever gotten together, sparks could have flown. Mrs. Hutchins might have had a wilder side she didn't show, while Mr. Lundy might have had a softer side he didn't get to express with a woman. It was obvious that the dim-witted Billy had a crush on Missy since they were little kids. He even once tried to ask her on a date. She had no interest in, but it might have been cute to see them go on a first date together. 10 saddest moments from Young Sheldon. Billy is portrayed as being quirky and unintelligent, but it's possible he simply misunderstood and will eventually grow out of the awkwardness. The same goes for Missy, who comes across as self-centered and materialistic. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Young Sheldon 24, and stay with us.